Hi you guys, welcome back to the channel. I feel like I haven't done a little sit down video in a little minute, so happy to be with you. I wanted to make this video. This is something I have been thinking about and discussing with my friends and other believers for a while now. I also feel like I heard one pastor say that he said rebuke without relationship can be assault. And so I feel like we have gained a little bit of a rapport, a little bit of a relationship. So I feel like I can maybe talk about topics that may be a little harder to accept. I feel like things that are very accepted in the world, it's really hard to challenge Christians on those things and to live set apart and to live by the standards of the Bible. It can just be tough conversations. And again, a lot of us, like, it's just natural human reaction to be defensive and operate out of flesh sometimes, which is like totally understandable. But yeah, I just felt like we're at a place in our relationship where I feel like we can have this conversation and it's chill and it's fruitful. But essentially I got into an argument with one of my family members because the conversation started with like taking power back over words for women specifically. And like, so this family member was like, you know what, I'm a hoe. She was like, I'm a hoe and I'm happy about that, I'm proud about that. And I was kind of just like, I don't understand why we are living in a time and a generation where we are fighting for the lowest standards. And because her argument was like, men can do this, men have been famous for being like cheaters and want to rap about this and that, and it's like cool for a man to be a player and to have a lot of women. And so like I want to take that back. And my argument was just like, I think it's sad that we've come to a point where we're fighting for bottom of the barrel. Like, why are we fighting for the lowest standards? Like, the alternative to me is like, no, let's hold men accountable for all this that they've gotten away with or has been perceived as okay when a man do it but wrong when a woman does it. Like, I don't think the answer is let's fight to be on that low of a level, let's fight to share that low standard. I think the answer is let's fight for holiness from both. Let's hold people accountable. Let's, I always say this. I feel like this sometimes can rub people the wrong way, so I pray that it doesn't rub you guys the wrong way, but like, men are trash, and like that's what we all say, like, men are trash, men are this, men are that. For every man that is trash, there's a woman allowing them to be that. There's a woman who doesn't love herself, doesn't know who she is in the Lord, doesn't have that awareness, or maybe just doesn't feel like she has the strength to stand in that and walk in that. That's allowing that man. Like, people only treat you the way you allow. So for every man that we say is not anything and every man that's trash and is a woman who's allowing that behavior to perpetuate in her life. Like, so there's someone on the other side allowing that behavior. Like, and I just also feel like we live in such a time where it's like pitting men against women. Every podcast, everything in media is pitting us against each other, but it's not one person's sole fault. Like, everyone has played a part. And I understand, even though I disagreed with my family member very deeply, I understood what she was saying in the sense of, I think we are definitely in a generation where it's like women should be treated as equal human beings. Like, women are valued the same to God. So yeah, like, women should be treated as full human beings. They shouldn't be minimized. And there shouldn't be a double standard where it's cool if a man is like highly sought after and has all these bodies and is a man out in these streets, da 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 da. But when a woman does it, she's a hoe. When a woman does it, she's a whore. When a woman does it, she doesn't value herself, da da da. And it's like, no, it's like when a man and a woman does it, they don't value themselves, they don't love themselves, they don't see themselves the way that the Lord sees them. It's a both thing. It's not like, well, let me fight to essentially be able to do this sin or to be able to do this thing that's like not of the Lord because they get to do it. you know. And again, I think that's a very natural human like instinct feeling, to be like, well, they do it and it's cool, why can't I do it? But I just challenge and urge us to go deeper. And again, like I was saying, I think the roots of it was genuine. I think there were good parts of this movement in our society. I keep quoting everything, but I think that we have to look back to the Bible, and I think we can feel very like I think I tell my friend this all the time: your feelings are not inherently a fact. Your feelings have to be measured to something, measured to a standard. You know, it can't just be because you feel it is, or because you feel you reacted this way. There has to be something in the middle of that, because you are responsible for your reaction. You are responsible for your choices, and that's no matter how you feel, you know what I'm saying? And so I just think that my call to action is like, we are the bride of Christ. We are called to be set apart. We are called to a high standard. And sometimes that means that you can see everybody else doing it and it looks like in this world there are no repercussions. It's accepted, it's cool, it's fine. And that can anger you. That can make you mad. That can make you feel like it's not fair. I would challenge us to not assume that the answer is to also stoop down to that level of behavior. And again, I'm not talking about the person, because I think, you know, God is very clear about hating the sin and not the person. So I'm not like saying these people are like scum of the earth, but I'm just saying, like, it can be easy in the flesh to want to like take back your power and da da da, but the life that God has called us to, I promise you, is so much more fruitful than fighting for bottom of the barrel. It's so much more fruitful than fighting for these low, on the floor, in the basement standards. It's so much more fruitful. It's so much more rewarding when you truly read the Bible and seek relationship with God, and you truly like strive to know who he has called you to be, to know the love he has for you, and to know and see the way that he views you, to see yourself the way that God sees you. I think it becomes so much harder to live a life that is apart from his will and his standards. Like I think it becomes so much harder to see who he's created you to be and why he's created you to live a certain way, to go through and move through this world a certain way. It becomes so much harder to do anything outside of that. And so yeah, I think a lot of stuff is just like, it always is gonna go back to us not really walking with God for real, for real. And I think that's just a byproduct of like Western Christianity. But I'm in a season where I feel like for the past 2-3 years, Jesus has really been calling me out of lukewarmness. It just comes with a lot of dying to yourself, and it's not easy at all. I'm not at all negating the fact that it's extremely tough, but it's the only way. It's the only choice. It's the only option at this point. Like, I think I'm at a point in my life where like, yes, this is tough, but like it's also it's the only option I see. So I'm gonna keep my mind on toughly going through this and knowing that the Lord will give me provision, that the Lord will give me strength, opposed to being like, all right, I'm out, gotta go back to the world. I love you guys with the love of the Lord. I pray that we are back together soon. You guys, I really want to film these type of videos. Like, let me show you. I really want to film them like against this wall, so we can just like have the pretty beautiful city behind us. But are we still zoomed in? Is the thing still zoomed in? But I don't know how to do it. Maybe I just need to get like lights, but then I want to film it at night, and I'm like, the lights will show in the window. Anyways, I've been talking for a minute. thank you guys for stopping by. Make sure you like and subscribe. If you want to leave a comment, if you want me to talk about anything else, let me know. If you want me to pray for you, okay, by always I mean the last video and this video, I'm gonna leave my email in the description box, so that if you want prayer about anything that you don't necessarily feel comfortable putting in the comments, I will be diligently going to war in the spirit for you. And so yeah, leave that if you would like to. If not, I'll see you next time. Bye.